guys. It's me. It's me, Kaza. Or Kaza-kun. Or Kaz, whoever you guys prefer to call me. We lost someone deeply important to us. Deeply important to us on on January 5th, 2022. His name was LoftyCalvin, as you all know him by. And his real name, if y'all want to know, is Carl. Oh my god, you guys. He was 25 years old. Just 25. He was born on November 20th, 1996. This is 5 years apart from me. 5 years. Just 5 years. Oh my god. A lot of you want confirmation on what happened or what's going on. And I'm here to tell you that as of November 5th, 2022, LoftyCalvin, that y'all know him by, which is the name you know him by, has passed away by committing suicide. You know, it's, oh my god. To everyone, to each one of you, he might have been a good friend or a great friend, but to me, he was like a little brother to me, and my most best cherished friend, you know? No one knew him longer or better than I did. Except for maybe his in real life friends or his family. Oh my god. No one knows the cause of death yet, or how he committed suicide. We try to give his family some time before we find out how he committed suicide. And you know, that night on January 4th, 2022, it was just like any other day, every other day. We were all just playing games, having fun together, like any other day. Like all these years. And there was nothing off and nothing wrong, you know? we were just having fun playing Halo Infinite, and just having a time of our lives, just having a great time, you know. And eventually we got off the game, and we were just talking about different stuff, you know. And we were just watching a friend stream in Discord, and um, eventually it just got to the point of the night where he just, he told us that there's something wrong with his dad, something wrong with his dad. And it's been known, and we know his dad has had medical problems. He's told us his dad has had medical problems. And it's just, we're like, well, I hope he's okay. And I said, before you go, Lofty, I just want to let I love you like my little brother, man. And he's, his words to me was, what he said back to me was, I love you too, bro. And, he hung up, and usually, he would, message me back saying, hey, my dad's fine, or at least let me know what's going on. And later that night, he didn't message back. He, oh my god. He, oh my god, he didn't message back. He didn't message back. And so I messaged later that night to see if he was okay, if everything's okay with his dad, Oh, god damn it. Oh, god damn it. He didn't message, he didn't message back. And I was like, okay, he's attending to his dad, maybe something, he brought him to the hospital. Maybe everything's okay with him. And so, the very next day, I woke up and I didn't see a text message or anything in Discord referring to like if his dad was okay, if he was okay. So I messaged him again, like, hey, is everything okay with your dad? I hope you're fine. Hope everything's okay. And I didn't get a response all day that day either, which was Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. And on the January 6th, 2022, I messaged him again because there was no response again that day. And everyone just came flocking to me that day. Like, everyone came to me saying, hey, have you heard from Lofty? And I said, no, I've been messaging him for the past couple of days, and the only thing I heard was, oh, I remember is that he was attending to his dad. Because it sounded like something was wrong. So maybe he's with his dad, attending him with the hospital or something, I don't know. And I thought, it was suspicious that I haven't heard from him in a couple days, so so I contacted his in real life friend, And I said, hey man, can you check on Lofty for me? Haven't heard from him these past days, and it's just, if something feels off, something wrong, you know? And his friend was like, sure. Oh, well, I'll, I'll give him a call, okay? And I waited patiently, you know, hoping everything's fine. And he got back to me and he said, I called them. I didn't hear anything, they never answered the phone or anything like that. He goes, I don't know what to tell you and stuff like that. And so his other in real life friend thought that was something was wrong, is that they didn't answer. Um, so one of his friends called, his older brother, and his older brother named Jamie. I know his older brother. We met in VR chat. And Jamie sat there and told him in a text, it's the most mind-boggling thing I've ever seen or read, He said, he's gone, man. He's gone. He's not with us anymore. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is so hard, When I read those text messages myself, it hurt so much, I just couldn't, I couldn't process anything. I couldn't, oh my god. At first, I tried to process it, I try to process everything that has happened. And I just couldn't come to terms with it, It was a huge shock. I didn't want to believe it. He was like everything to me he was what I look forward. Oh, I'm sorry. It was what I looked forward to every single morning I woke up, and every single day that I got on VR chat. We were always together. We were always dancing together. We were always joking around together. We were always partying together. We were always on Discord call together. It doesn't matter if we were watching a movie, watching a show, watching anime, listen to music, or just sit in the call and just talk. Or we just listen to music and just not say anything. We would always sleep in the call together as well. Almost all the time. For years. Oh my god. It just comes to shock to a lot of people. But it's more shocking to me. Me more than anyone else, because him and I just talked about everything. Literally everything. There were some secrets that he would tell me about himself, and secrets I'd tell him about myself. There are things that he couldn't say to everyone else, and there's things I couldn't say to everyone else. And we would always sit in the call and just either talk about it or get in VR chat and just be in a world that he loves, which is this one right here. This is one of his favorite worlds. And it was, it's a beautiful world. This was the kind of person he is. He was a beautiful, respectful, positive person. And I can't believe I can't believe the world lost someone like him. It's just not right. And it's not okay. And it's awful. And it's not fair. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold it together. He was my world is like it was his father's and his older brothers. He would always be concerned with someone else and not himself. It doesn't matter how low the person was, It doesn't matter if they were the worst person in the world. He would try to stay positive, cheer that person up, and not worry about his own self. And every time he had a seizure from his epilepsy, I was always there for him. I was always sitting there hoping to God it would pass and he was okay. And it hurt so much just witnessing that every time it happened. It hurt so much. It's just not fair. He's one of those people who would just talk bad about himself to make the other person feel better about themselves. He was just that great and pure of a person. He could make a negative environment into a positive environment. It doesn't matter how bad it is or what the person has been through. He would always be there for someone who's just having a hard time. It doesn't matter if it's someone he doesn't know. It doesn't matter if, where they're from, who they are. He would always help the people who tried to commit suicide themselves. He would always prevent them from doing so, and he succeeded in a lot of ways with a lot of people and prevented them from doing it. And it's just seeing him just put himself through all that just tells you what kind of person he is. And I always tell him, if there's anything you need, anything you want to talk about, I'm always there for you because you're like my little brother. You can tell me anything if anything is wrong, And he did not once did he tell me that there was ever something seriously wrong with himself. There were times where he wouldn't say anything to anyone else and just told me alone. There were things that he was annoyed with, but he never said anything serious about himself, whether he was thinking certain thoughts of what it would be like if, you know, he didn't, if he wasn't around anymore, or like he didn't have those thoughts of what it, like, of what it would be like to have, suicidal thoughts or anything like that. If anything, me and him would be, what was it, a call one day, and we were together, just laying there, just talking about different stuff, and we thought people who suicide were who suicide or thinks of suicide are just, not people who are not right, and they just don't, they have a lot going for them and they don't realize it. There's a lot of people who have done something like this and they don't realize that there is more to life than just to take your own life and just end it all. No matter how hard things get, there is always a positive, something to live for. And not once in my mind or anyone else's mind and his own family's mind did they ever think he would have suicidal thoughts, and not even myself. This is too much, you guys. He is just that kind of person to not say anything to anyone because he doesn't want to inconvenience anyone at all or tell anyone to make them worry. He's just that kind of person. And I just keep thinking back to that night. Could I have, what if I told him to stay in the call or be on his cell phone and just, we sleep together in Discord again that night. That was one of the few nights that we did not sleep together in Discord. And it's just unfair. When I first met him in 2017, I was half body, and I was, having fun at the pug, just, dancing around, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just having a time of my life. And he showed up, and he was, the first thing he says, "Yeah, man, kill it, let's go," And the first thing that came to my mind is, I don't know this person, but he sounds like a really great guy, and we added each other and we had a great time at the pub, just, half body dancing around, and eventually we got full body and we just started going to clubs, and we didn't know what we were doing. We weren't serious in dancing, we were just having fun doing whatever. And eventually, after all, party communities and stuff like that we went to and had fun, through 2018 and some of 2019, we decided, hey, we want to get serious about dancing, And we did. We enjoyed it together. It was one of our passions. No matter what we did or, what we were doing, we would always dance, no matter if it was a silly dance, if people thought of us that we were retarded people, we didn't care. It's what we had in the moment and what we loved of doing. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. All those times we've been together, all those memories, all those times we just sat in these VR chat worlds talking to each other. I'm not gonna be able to wake up each day and talk to my little brother again, It hurts. It hurts, you guys. And then every time I try to dance, every time I try, I just think of him. He's just standing right there next to me, cheering me on, saying, "Let's go, Gaza. Let's go. Let's go, Gaza." I love you, man. And he's not there anymore. I just can't do it anymore. Every time I dance, I can hear his voice at the side of my ear, rooting for me. Or I'm turning my head and picturing and looking at him as if he was dancing with me too. And he's not. He's not there. It hurts, you guys. It hurts. I just can't go on dancing anymore. Oh my god. I barely eat anything, I just keep thinking about him. I just keep thinking back to that day and night when he said, "I love you too, man." And it was his last words before he got off, and I don't hear from him anymore. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. One thing he loves the most that him and I love that people stop thinking about was skateboarding, We both love skateboarding. We both loved... we both loved the same type of movies, He loved medieval stuff, He was into knights and everything like that. We both just enjoyed all this stuff together that we just had in common. It's just too much, you guys. I don't know if I can take it anymore. This is so hard. I want to thank everyone, who reached out to me asking if I'm okay. I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying, but it's so hard. It's so hard. Oh my god. It's gonna be hard, waking up every day and I can't talk to him anymore. I just can't believe it. You know? He just wasn't someone like that, you know? He just wasn't someone like that to ever think about suicidal thoughts, you know? He just wasn't that kind of person. He's everything to me, you know? We were always there for one another, you know? It just makes me think if he saw everyone, all the people who cared for him and were there for him, maybe that day or before, if he knew all these people who come together for his sake, would he have still made the choice? Would he still make that choice to commit suicide? You know, it always makes me wonder, think back. If he saw all these people who loved and cared for him, you know? It's just so hard, you guys. I just can't anymore. I just can't.